Yeah. So you don't think that I need to heal
Not
this
really.
fact of that I don't feel worthy enough?
No, I
Oh,
don't.
oh,
I don't think you need to
because,
feel that at all. I think you
oh,
just need to learn how to re-regulate your nervous system back into a powerful place, and just know that when they're not worthy, it's like, oh, I must be dysregulated right now.
yeah.
You
Wow,
can't. You can't.
that's,
It's always on a spectrum. Like, we won't feel worthy when we've really activated.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
right. Because if I think back to when I used to have a massage practice and I was doing what I love and I'd feel really fulfilled with these clients and all of that, I would still have these times where I didn't feel good enough. So
Yeah.
it's sort of not, it's, yeah,
And you know what? Apparently, the more, like, there's this time I was listening to a podcast today that was just talking a bit about this, and it was like, oh, ping, 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 this all makes sense. So, um, why is this not opening? I don't understand. Oh God, I haven't got the hang of using Chrome instead of. Oh no, here we go. I'm opening up a diagram. Um, so apparently, when we start something new, we
mm,
initially just do it, and we just think like we're like starting this new thing. We're like, woohoo, I've done my massage training course, I'm going to go out and do massages, and we're like all good, and we're like, just get on with it, and we actually feel quite confident. And
mm,
then what happens is, the more we learn, we actually, rather than getting more confident, we actually, our confidence drops off, and we start to hit all our not enoughness and our like imposter syndrome, because then we start to, like, the more we learn, we realize how much we don't know.
the gaps. Yes,
Yeah, yeah. So you
yes,
start to surround yourself
totally.
with other massage therapists, and you hear that they've done this training and that training and that training, and they've been doing it for years. And then all of a sudden, like, instead of feeling more confident, because now we've been doing massage for 10 years, we suddenly feel less confident after 10 years than we did in year one.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. So I'm going to
yeah.
show you this diagram. We're going to have a little look at it. I'm just going to put it in the chat. Are you're on a laptop?
Yes.
Okay. Just have a look at this quickly. So open that up and scroll down, and you'll see what um uh is this, let's just have a look. Yeah. This will give some understanding of some of the things. So some of the thought patterns that we have. We can
Yeah.
talk about this more next time too, but I just wanted to show this to you because, yeah, we trying to heal our not enoughness is like, we'll never ever get there. And actually, marketing, there's a lot of marketing out there that will tell us, like, heal your not enoughness and you will make more money and blah 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 blah. Like, so we get
Oh,
even more hooked into this idea that there's some distant, like, if we heal this thing, we'll be free,
oh, wow.
rather than understanding ourselves. And I know a lot of people will talk like that. There's this lady who has this whole school around healing, and she's like, heal your imposter syndrome and make more money. So heal your unworthiness, you'll make more.
Yeah.
Heal your lack of self-trust, make more money. And I even brought something from her, because I was like, well, yeah, I don't always trust myself.
Mm.
Let me heal my lack of trust. That will obviously really help me. But what if instead we just understand that we hit these points where we don't trust ourselves, and it's more like, well, how can I come back into a grounded space? Because then trust just comes back. So we just need to, like, alchemize the charge. Have you got the diagram, that
Yes,
page?
I've got it open. Yeah.
So you scroll down to where you can see this diagram, and it says it's got blue,
Mm-hmm.
green. So at the top, it says freeze state. So when we're in a freeze state, which has different levels of freeze, like dissociation, you don't not necessarily actually frozen. You might just be in what you call kind of spaced out,
Yeah.
spacey kind of state. When that is in our system, when that has hit our nervous system, we're gonna have thoughts coming up that are around, like, hopelessness, like, I'm never going to work this out, I'm never going to get there,
Wow.
helplessness, depression, and shame.
Mm.
Feel like, oh my God, this is like the shame of this. I've been working on this my whole life and I still haven't worked it out, like all this stuff. And then if you go down one level to the fight flight level, we've got flight and then we have fight. So you have some of these other things that might come in, some other thought patterns that might come in when we're in a bit of fight or flight. So anxiety, let's try and think of some of the thought patterns. So I guess it's like that sense of feeling really worried about something, like, oh my God, am I going to be able to pay the bills? Am I ever going to, like, it's that feeling of like anxiety around, I'm never going to meet someone. It's like, oh my God, like really worried I'm going to be alone forever. I would say not enoughness is probably more in the freeze, that sort of dissociation. It's like that hopelessness.
Yeah.
You feel enough, like, because it's like that lethargic kind of energy.
Yeah.
It's like kind of collapse, like I'm just not enough. In the fight, we have the anger, and like we were getting really pissed off about things and just irritated with everyone. And then we come all the way down into the green, which is our really like highly regulated state, which is when our social engagement branch of the nervous system is online, and we're in the parasympathetic. We're in that. So social engagement is this, it's related to the vagus nerve. We can go more into this another time, but when we're in that state, we're grounded. So that's like when we start a session, looking at the tree outside, and I ask you things like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how present do you feel now?
Yeah.
When we're in that social engagement branch, we have a natural sense of joy and possibility, like curiosity, openness, possibility. It's like you said the week before, you were feeling like you were just like in the flow.
Yeah.
Exact words, but yeah, you were feeling like the week before last week, you were just feeling this real sense of possibility or something like that. What was your words around that?
Feeling so energized. It's feeling incredibly like healthy and shiny and like almost feeling magnetic. Like
Exactly. That's
yeah.
regulated. That's when you were in that like super regulated state. Possibly also hormonally, you might have been in a particular part of your cycle. Be interesting to look like make a little note. If you track your cycle, make a little note. Oh, like this is the week, like this week I felt like this. Maybe you'll see a pattern around that as well.
Yeah, it was the week after my bleed, so sort of on the up.
On this time. Yeah, exactly. So if we try to fix our not enoughness, can you see how you're just like, it's a never ending game, because we're always still going to get activated.
Yeah,
We're
totally.
never going to live totally grounded like every moment of our life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you pointed that out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We're just never going to get there.
Yeah.
But we can get better at getting grounded. We can get better at getting regulated and re-regulation. And through the healing sessions like we did today, we're starting to take some of that charge out of your system, so that you might get, like, over time, it'll take more for you to get to end up in a freeze state. So your not enoughness will go away, like it won't become as much of a pattern over time, just through doing nervous system, like just like releasing the charge kind of, because you just become, instead of living like more like close to the fight flight level, which a lot of us end up living like, we end up living more like more in the grounded, and then when things happen, it takes a lot more sort of stimulation for us to end up over the edge.
Yeah.
So you might get anxious, but you might not feel helpless.
Sounds good. Oh, thank you so much.
You're really welcome.
Feels like, got through a lot today. I feel a lot better.
It's amazing. And that's why I was saying that we just become a better observer. Like we're like, oh yeah, I'm like in the not enoughness pattern.
Mm.
Like if we can start to just sort of notice it rather than being pulled in, and then it might be like, well, what could I do to, like, is there some way of like re-regulating myself rather than acting from that place, which might be like, I mean, business wise, the things that I've done, I'll end up like buying a program from a coach because I'm like feeling like not enough. I'm never going to get there on my own. Go and spend all this money on something that I don't need because it never came from a grounded place. It was like from,
Yeah.
and dating, it would end up being, choosing a partner to date because, yeah, you're not in the grounded place. You're in the not enoughness. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So you're awesome as you are. This is the evidence that there's nothing wrong with you. You just have a nervous system.
Oh, what a relief. Mm.